Today's video is going to be about this new piece of equipment that I just got myself, the reasons why I got it, and my plans for this thing. So you've obviously read the title already, you know what it is. I recently went to Best Buy and I purchased a 12.9-inch iPad Pro. I'm using it primarily as a music production device, video editing device, something that can go along with my MacBook. The question though that came into my head, that always comes into everybody's head I'm sure, when you're buying something so powerful like this is, can this actually replace your desktop, your MacBook for all of your daily needs with producing music, making videos, all that stuff? It took me a week when I decided that I actually wanted to buy this. Since we're still trying to continue this mobile March thing into April, we're trying to finish this mobile album, I figured instead of trying to produce everything on the small screen that I have on my phone, which is totally fine, I would get something that allows me a little bit more freedom and has more screen real estate. So I decided to get an iPad Pro, but instead of the 11-inch, I went with the 12.9. Let me just talk about like the 5 reasons why I went with this iPad Pro, kind of steer you in the right direction if you are indeed in the market for a new device, a computer, something that you want to use to produce your music, and you want to kind of be budget conscious. Reason number 1 is going to be the portability of this thing. Like I mentioned, the weight of this thing is only about just over a pound for the 12.9-inch. Now don't get me wrong, the 11-inch is going to be the most portable option you can have, but even the 12.9-inch to me, it's still not that crazy of a size. It's big enough to have like the screen real estate that you need in a MacBook and a laptop. It's still small enough because it's so thin, so incredibly thin, thinner than a MacBook Air, and it's so incredibly light. Like you could still pack this in all of your bags. It's going to be smaller than my 15-inch, and I still feel like this is just as portable as an 11-inch. It's just got a little bit more screen real estate for me to use. I'm somebody who loves to go with devices that have bigger screens. I got the XS Max, I've got the 15-inch MacBook, and now I have the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. I love being able to see more, to not be confined in a tighter space because I feel that constricts my creativity. I am not regretting it so far. I'm loving it very much. So actually, I can still hold it in one hand, so kind of like I'm writing on a magazine, if that makes sense. So it's going to allow me to be more portable than a MacBook, than anything else, than a desktop, obviously, because you can't take a desktop anywhere, but it has that power that you need. I actually find it really pleasant to type on the screen itself and not even have a folio keyboard where I can fiddle around with that. Now, the portability of this thing, even the 12.9-inch, I think is still heaps and mounds greater than having something as heavy and as big as a MacBook Pro 16-inch. Reason number 2, like I previously talked about, is going to be the power of this device. It has that A12X Bionic chip inside, which is Apple's own chip that they created themselves, which when put into the Geekbench test, it did better than a 15-inch baseline MacBook Pro from 2018, the same year that these came out. It outperformed a MacBook Pro, which is totally insane considering especially that it has less RAM. My MacBook Pro has 16 gigabytes of RAM. This only has 4. That has 4 times as much RAM, but this still outperformed it. But that's going to be really good for whatever music production needs you have. There's no loud fans in there that's going to be blaring when you're trying to produce or record, or you're in a plane, or you're in a quiet place, a library. It's a really capable device, and that's what I love about this thing so much. Number 3, one thing that a lot of people might kind of negate or put to the side is the fact that it is a creative change. It's a workflow change. This is something that you touch physically with your hands, or a stylus, the Apple Pencil, whatever you choose to use. You're not just using a mouse or a trackpad. You're not typing on a physical keyboard. You're more hands-on with this thing, which makes it more fun to use. That's why I love the iPad Pro so much, because it's fun. Really, I mean, if you're having fun creating, then of course it's going to be better because you have a more exciting experience, and that's what I love about this. I can touch the screen. The difference between that can create vastly different experiences that inspire vastly different types of music. You can feel like, man, if I just had my hands and I could just like articulate what I feel through my fingers, that would be so much better. This thing is really great for that, and I love the fact that I can have that fresh mindset, that fresh take on, I'm using the iPad today. It's going to be all hands-on, no mouse, none of that stuff. It's all just coming from me touching the device physically. Reason number 4, which is one of the most obvious reasons of them all, is the ecosystem of Apple. Unity that this has with my iPhone, with my MacBook, with my Apple Watch, everything comes together. Having an iPad, having an iPhone, a MacBook, whatever it is going to be so much more beneficial to you, because you can do things like airdropping GarageBand projects from your iPad to your Mac to finish it on your Mac. It's just so easy. You just click one button, you just click share, and it's on your computer just like that. Same thing with the iPhone. Also, another thing about the complementary aspect of it is this, because it's such a big screen, the 12.9 inch, now this will work with obviously the 11 inch as well, but the 12.9 inch will work for this part, where you can use an iPad as a second display to your MacBook, to your iMac, your Mac Mini, whatever it is. If I wanted to set this here and use this as another display with my MacBook, a plug-in window here or some other kind of editing window here onto the iPad where I'm editing the waveforms here, and then on the computer it's the actual sequencer of Logic or GarageBand. I can do that if I wanted to, which kind of frees up space on your screen. You don't have to have everything crunched into one window. You can have designated places for each thing that you want to do, which I think is an amazing feature. It works so seamlessly. It's wireless. It makes it seem like I have a second computer with me, and then I can also control my MacBook through this. If I want to, I can like drag all the windows here. I can be sitting on my couch right here and controlling everything from my MacBook just from my iPad. Reason number 5, this one is not really so technical, but it was just the reason why I bought this was because it was a pure impulse buy. It was a pity buy. I've been debating on whether or not I should buy this to kind of treat myself, and I know that's not the greatest thing to do, but seeing as how I do have like 45 days to return it, I can always do that. But it was really an impulse buy, to be completely honest. We'll see how it works out, but I'm really excited to kind of use this thing in my future videos for the mobile production, the mobile album, the iPhone album, now the iPad album, and just see what we create, man. I'm really excited to see what this thing can offer, which I already know to an extent, but just having the bigger screen is going to make the world of a difference. It already has made the world of a difference, but I'm excited to put it to more use. Where I'm kind of stepping into for the next month or so to see if I can answer the question, can this iPad Pro replace my MacBook Pro 15-inch for music production? And if it does happen, then I will probably be selling that MacBook Pro, give me a nice cool $1,500 bucks, $1,800 bucks back into my bank account that I can reinvest into traveling somewhere once all this virus stuff is over. You will be seeing this iPad appear in future videos as I continue to make this mobile album. That's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, stay legendary, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, peace.